Travel videos are great. They make you want to see the world, motivate, and inspire you. But what you see is far from reality. With over 4 years of experience and working with the biggest travel content creators, I'm ready to show you the behind the scenes for this niche. This is the truth behind travel content. Travel videos often show you the most beautiful locations, the best angles, luxury, and amazing lifestyles. But is this the whole story or just part of it? Let's break up this video into groups. There are many more topics we could talk about, but let's focus on these for now. Reality versus on video. What you see on the video doesn't always have to be exactly how it is. Content creators will often find the best angles to show you what's good, and avoid what's not so picture perfect. You won't see the more uncomfortable side of the video, where the content creator is fighting with the heat, sweat, and back pain from his heavy backpack full of video gear. Trust me, I know this one all too well.
The excitement of packing before a trip, so much gear being loaded up into that bag right now.
In short, you'll find yourself in uncomfortable situations, but that will not be shown. Behind the scenes. While you travel, it's not always a smooth ride. Oftentimes, you'll find yourself in a situation where your camera and recording isn't the first thing that you'll think about. Maybe you missed your train or are trying to catch the next bus. There will be times where things just don't go your way. These moments are rarely captured and showed in videos, but are inevitably parts of the journey. There also comes the idea of your plan versus the reality. You might have a plan for a video, but the reality is, more often than not, you cannot be certain how the place will look like, and it might not match the planned shots or ideas that you prepared beforehand. Oftentimes, you will have to work with the footage that you have. Once you're home, there is no way to go back and record something. What you have is all that you get. Add one more thing to the point, editing these kind of videos requires a lot of time and effort. And many times you'll find yourself overwhelmed with the amount of footage you have. Sometimes it's just too much. The highlight reel. The travel videos you see are not the whole story. Just like the other points in this video, this once again shows the difference between the content and the truth. We came to a conclusion that more often than not, the content is made to be a highlight reel of the adventure, showing only the best moments. And that sometimes fashion and lifestyle content is branded as travel, but it's only using the location as a background. Content creator versus tourist. What many people don't realize, being a travel content creator is far from being a tourist. While others visit a park, museum, or any point of interest and spend there an hour or two, we will spend there more than twice the amount of time. You could say that we have to see everything twice. Now let me explain why. While a tourist will see something and move on to the next, we will take a second look to film that sad thing, place, or a scene, taking the time to get the best shots possible. Because of that, this style of travel is much slower. This is not the only difference, and while I mentioned before having a heavy backpack full of gear, remember that a normal tourist might only have a purse or a wallet with them at the same time. Organization. As a content creator, you'll have a lot of work before you can enjoy your adventures. Even for a simple trip, we have to prepare ourselves on the location we're heading to. What to see, where to go, what are people interested in, and where do we want to go? These are just a couple of questions that we struggle with every time we're heading to a new place. But that's just talking about smaller projects, while a bigger, more planned project might require more work and planning. The creator might need to find a filming crew if needed for the project, maybe a fixer to help with organizing locations, connections, people, and many more for the videos. And I didn't even talk about organization in terms of content creation like video ideas, topics, voiceovers, and many more. This also comes at a cost. There is a trade-off between being organized and spontaneous. On the one hand, you cannot fully be organized when you travel to a new location and see it for the first time. On another hand, spontaneous shooting is nice for travel content as it shows a genuine first reaction, but it creates this situation where you have to film as you go. That goes for filming and also just for travel in general. It becomes much harder to be a little bit more spontaneous while on your adventures. The price of content. Maybe the hardest part for many will be the cost of the content. This niche is not the easiest on your wallet. Not only you will most likely have to invest in some kind of filming gear, but also without traveling somewhere you won't make content, and that means the cost of the content is going up. For a comparison, a gaming channel might invest into a computer, a camera, and everything needed. Mostly the same will be needed for a travel channel. I know there will be differences for each of the niches, but this is where the cost ends for gaming channels, and where the real cost for travel content creators begins, with each trip being another huge cost added, compared to other niches. One final point in this video that I wanted to bring up is the comparison to other niches. Things like price and cost of content are one thing, but there are actually more differences. There aren't many trends to use as a way to increase your views. The same can be said about time-sensitive content. Where tech channels might have a new hardware release, gaming channels might have a new game to talk about. Travel isn't as time-sensitive. Unless you're at the right place at the right time, there is no way to make videos about a viral current topic. Not only that, but there's also a difference in time needed to make such content. Even if you count out the time you need for the adventure itself, the editing process is much more time consuming. For comparison, I recently made gaming videos on my secondary channel. The whole creation process from the moment I started to the moment I published the video took no more than 15 minutes, while a travel video might end up being a project you spend countless hours on. And I'm talking about sometimes having projects with tens of hours, only for the two videos to end up getting the same amount of views. At the end of the day, we have to remember that this kind of content is made to be a highlight reel of the adventure. I'm sure most travel content creators can relate to the things we discussed in this video. This video is not made to discourage you from pursuing your ideas, dreams, and aspiration. I want this video to be a look behind the scenes, the reality and the struggles that go with this niche. Most importantly, the goal of this video is to show you the other side of the story. It's a beautiful thing to preserve our memories and adventures in this way.
Here's your time to shine, show me what you can do, make a move.